Hi everyone, we'll be starting shortly. Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining Neuroflash's webinar, Unifying the Agent Experience, True Omnichannel with Service Cloud Voice. We're excited to have you join us today and for us to talk with you about how Service Cloud Voice will modernize your contact center by embedding your phone service directly into your Service Cloud console. This solution will transform your contact center forever. Before we get this webinar kicked off, let me quickly go over some housekeeping rules. After this webinar, we'll be sending the recording out to you all for your convenience. On the Zoom platform, to submit your questions, you'll see beneath the screen a bar pull up. In this bar, please click the Q&A button to submit questions anytime throughout the webinar. We'll have a 10-minute Q&A at the end and can schedule a one-on-one discovery session with you as a next step if need be. We'll also be sending a survey to you after this webinar for you to submit any feedback. Let me introduce myself. My name is Michaela McCarthy. I'm the event marketing lead here at Neuroflash. I'm really excited for you to hear from these great speakers today. First, I would like to introduce you to John Hostler. John has over 23 years of experience in the contact center industry. He was the VP of Sales at Cisco's largest partner, Presidio. John is now the VP of Sales at Neuroflash, where he is focusing on the Service Cloud and contact center space. Next, I'd like to introduce you to John Heater. John has over 15 years of experience in the AI and automation. He was a former worldwide head of the Cognitive Innovation Group, leading Nuance's AI strategy. He was also the head of product and R&D for the Amelia platform at IPsoft before coming to Neuroflash, where he now leads our product effort to applying the latest AI and automation techniques to build a portfolio of products. Next, I'd like to introduce you to Eric Sang, our Director of Solution Engineering. Eric has a deep expertise in the Service Cloud space. He's worked with a vast number of brands to help provide solutions in their contact centers. Lastly, I would like to introduce you to our amazing customer and special guest speaker today, Brent Barbara, Senior Vice President of Business Development at phone.com. Brent is here today to talk about their journey with voice and how this solution will positively impact their contact center. So without further ado, I'll hand this over to John Hostler.
Okay, thanks, Michaela, and thank you everyone for joining. We're super excited to have you on the call today. Just a couple notes on the agenda. Going to go over, what Service Cloud is, Service Cloud Voice is, and why you should be interested. We're going to have Brent speak about his journey through phone.com and why they're looking at Service Cloud Voice. Eric has put together an awesome demo, so you're actually going to see Service Cloud Voice in action. And then John's going to talk to you about how to get started on this journey. We'll close out with Q&A, and we look forward to your questions in the Q&A section. Okay, just a little quick introduction here about Neuroflash. So we've been doing contact centers and have been a core component of Neuroflash for many years. For those of you who don't know us, the DNA of our team comes from three primary companies: Nuance, Haywire, and Salesforce. At Nuance, our team led sales, development, and integration of the first voice and text chatbots for enterprise on the market. The team that leads Neuroflash has been involved in some of the largest contact center deployments in the world. Haywire, which was a messaging product enabling two-way SMS and was actually acquired by Salesforce, drives the backbone of the SMS channels on the Salesforce platform today. And then, of course, the basis of everything we do here at Neuroflash is Salesforce. So collectively, the founding team has over 60 years of experience working with Service Cloud, bots, messaging, and now Service Cloud Voice. As you can see, we're a Service Cloud Gold consulting partner with a dedicated customer success, with a dedication to customer success, as reflected in the over 90 five-star App Exchange reviews and our near-perfect CSAT scores. We have the ability of all our contact centers to bring all your contact centers together across Service Cloud, Service Cloud Voice, Communities, Lex voice bots, and Einstein chat bots across all channels. We're tightly integrated with Salesforce product management, have weekly calls with product groups that support these key features. So that's enough about Neuroflash and our pedigree. I want to go into really what is Service Cloud Voice. I can't tell you how excited we are about the launch of Service Cloud Voice today. It is truly a groundbreaking technology that will improve both your customer and agent experience. You now have one platform for contact center across all channels and a complete view of the customer and past interactions. Everything is now controlled through one desktop. No more switching between applications and screens to control the experience. Omnichannel now accounts for presence across all channels. Through the partnership with Amazon Connect, voice is now seamlessly integrated into the platform. There's no longer a need for third-party integrations to synchronize presence and pass voice data to Service Cloud. All of this is done seamlessly through the partnership. And then lastly, with Amazon Lex, you no longer need to hire a PhD to develop natural language voice bots. The same technology that drives Amazon Alexa is now powering your voice interactions. Build and deploy compelling speech interactions that drive containment within your IVR and never require an agent. Those are some of the bigger benefits. From the graphics on the bottom, you can see some of the advanced features that come standard with Service Cloud Voice. Voice is now controlled through Omnichannel. It's the same interface that you use for all other interactions, including web, SMS, Facebook Messenger. All of this is done through one combined interface. Call recording is now performed for all calls and stored securely in the cloud and attached to each case for easy reference. You'll see in the demo that all calls are also transcribed in real time. Not only does this eliminate the need for an agent wrap-up notes, it allows for advanced features like sentiment analysis, Einstein analytics, and service Einstein functionality like next best action, automated recommendations, and case classification. Finally, no solution would be complete without a supervisor dashboard to monitor and coach remote agents. So that is a brief overview of Service Cloud Voice. I love showing this architecture diagram because 3 to 5 short years ago, this is what we've been talking about at this point in the presentation. The good news is that the good old days are gone. They've been replaced by a highly simplified cloud-based architecture. Two cloud giants have partnered together to provide seamless integration, support, and pricing for the Service Cloud Voice. So this is paramount in the discussion, how that architecture has changed. And with that architecture change, you've also got these benefits of the Service Cloud Voice. So just in summary, the partnership of the companies will assist your customers and your company in ways like seamless integration that no longer requires third-party connectors and integration of data. All interactions routed through the same omni-channel routing engine. A decrease of average handle time and reduced training from a unified desktop. The ability to monitor and coach remote agents. The ability to self-service repetitive inquiries without the need for an agent. The use of data and analytics to fully automate many of the agent functions. And finally, unified reporting and analytics to effectively manage your business. I'm confident that everyone sees the value of Service Cloud Voice. Before we get into the demo, I'd like to introduce you to Brent Barbara from Phone.com. Brent is a valued customer for Neuroflash and Salesforce and is going to share his experience in picking a new voice platform and why he is highly considering Service Cloud Voice.
Thanks, John, and thanks for having me today. My name is, again, Brent Barbara. I'm Senior Vice President of Business Development at Phone.com, and I am also the Salesforce admin, and have been an admin for the last 15 years at several different companies. Like John, I have extensive background in contact centers, both as a client and on the other side as the product owner, selling, servicing, and designing contact centers for the mid-market. What's interesting here today, this year marks the 25th anniversary of the first phone call over the internet. Our CTO, Alon Cohen, is the guy that made that call. He was told by AT&T that this internet calling thing was never going to take off, and now in 2020, almost all the voice traffic in the world runs over VoIP, over the internet in some way, including this webinar we're on today. In 2007, our founders, internet pioneers, all started the company with a vision to be the easiest do-it-yourself communications platform on the planet. Now, 13 years later, we've just passed 35,000 active customers. We focus on businesses and their communication needs for the small to mid-size area. With the best brand in the industry, we are the one vendor to hug for all business communication needs, including talk, text, video, fax, and more. Now, with 35,000 clients, the contact center is a huge part of our operation. We're a wall-to-wall Salesforce shop, sales, support, our channel team, account management, retention, all living in Salesforce all day. When we were introduced to Neuroflash last year, our journey started with them to revamp our sales process. Last quarter, we finished our Service Cloud transformation. Now we're focused on Omni-channel and the Service Cloud voice deployment. You may ask why Phone.com is looking to use a Service Cloud voice for their call center. Well, although we do drink our own champagne, our own call center is just not robust enough. We needed enterprise capabilities, and that's what Amazon and Salesforce were allowed to deliver. And we're really excited to take that next leap with Neuroflash at our side. All right, next slide, John. So our current contact center solution vendor was really a bolt-on integration into Salesforce. Calls aren't classified well. Calls actually assigned to the wrong leads, contacts, and cases. The reporting is outside of Salesforce. A lot of exports and macros and pivot tables to get some of the simple KPIs and metrics that we need to run our business in real time. Today, some of the online channels like chat, SMS, and social are taking on a greater importance. And we truly needed a new approach for customer interactions and communication that can support us today and where we're going in the future. What we needed is a way to unify all channels into our sales and service clouds, giving us a full 360-degree view of the client. All right, next slide. So on a single pane of glass, what we're hoping to do is have a native integration into Salesforce, which is really the #1 requirement for our future needs. The Service Cloud voice is going to allow us to seamlessly sync with the Salesforce Omni-channel, allowing all of our staff to move effortlessly between calls, chats, emails, social, and more. In the past, all of these channels were siloed, and it was a very difficult process to manage. The real-time Amazon transcription is truly remarkable. The quality is superb, and that will allow us to take advantage of the next best action embedded in the Service Cloud dashboard, and you'll see that in a demo in a minute. The ability to deflect calls from the agents via self-service and the voice bot is allowing us to scale and grow without needing to hire new staff in the future. And in real time, we'll have the ability to coach our staff more effectively than we are today. Today, we actually have to listen to call recordings. We take notes and manually deliver the feedback to the reps. Now, with Service Cloud Voice, we'll be able to provide that feedback in real time. In fact, coach 2 or more reps at the same time with the interface. Truly a whole leap forward from where we are today. And overall, we're expecting tremendous productivity and efficiency gains from the voice bot, omni-channel, first caller resolutions are going to decrease, self-service deflection, and more. It's really going to allow us to transform our organization and better manage our human resources, our most valuable and expensive cost to running the business. All right, next slide. So we truly believe Neuroflash is really a wonderful partnership. They're not viewed as a vendor in our org. If you're a Salesforce admin like me, you know how hard it is to stay current with the platform. The changes and capabilities that Salesforce is delivering year after year is just, it's a lot, it's overwhelming. Working with Neuroflash, they've been able to join our team. Our staff have synced really well, clicked enormously, and we look at them as a true partner. Considering your choices with Salesforce partners today, I would look no further than to work with Neuroflash in the future. That's it for me, John. Thanks.
Thank you, Brent. We appreciate the kind words there. Next in line, we're gonna bring up Eric. Eric is going to show a demonstration of Service Cloud Voice.
Great. Thank you, John. And thank you everyone for joining today's webinar. My name is Eric Sang, and I'm the Director of Solutions Engineering here at Neuroflash. As we've been working closely with our customers on digitally transforming their support operations, we've constantly been challenged on how to integrate the voice channel into Service Cloud. Today, I'm thrilled to show how this is made possible using Service Cloud Voice. We're going to first start off the demo by illustrating how an Einstein bot can provide personalized and intelligent conversational self-service to a customer on web chat, and how this same intelligence and automation can be leveraged on Service Cloud Voice. Here on my screen is the Phone.com Support Center, where customers go to self-service and to get in touch with Phone.com support as needed. In today's scenario, I'll be playing the role of a customer that is looking to learn more about Phone.com video conferencing solutions. Once I engage in a conversation with the Phone.com Einstein bot, you'll see it's able to personalize the conversation by greeting me and asking if I'm inquiring about an existing case, a new issue, or a product question. Once I select product question, I'm able to engage in a natural language conversation with the bot. The Phone.com bot is able to understand my inquiry using Einstein natural language processing and provides a quick snippet of information on video conferencing solutions, as well as a link to view additional information. In a simple and concise conversation, the Phone.com Einstein bot is able to identify, personalize, and intelligently provide relevant and meaningful content to the customer, enabling self-service on the channel of choice. A few days later, the customer urgently needs help and decides to place a call to the Phone.com contact center. Here, we're going to see Service Cloud Voice in action. A voice bot will first assist the customer with a simple inquiry regarding billing, but then determine that it will need to escalate the conversation to an agent for a more complex inquiry regarding how to set up call forwarding. Let's listen in and see how this call goes.
Hi, Eric. Welcome back to Phone.com, your trusted cloud communications platform. I see you recently chatted in with us regarding our video conferencing solutions. Is that why you're calling today?
No, I'd like to know when my next bill is due.
Your next bill is due on Thursday, July 23rd, 2020. What else can I help you with today?
How do I set up call forwarding?
Okay, you'd like help with call forwarding. A member from our support team is currently available to assist you, and I will transfer you to them now. Please remain on the line.
Notice here how the voice bot was able to identify, personalize, and provide intelligent resolution to a simple billing inquiry. Voice bots built on the Service Cloud Voice platform are able to provide personalized conversations with the data in Salesforce, but also perform back-end system lookups to third-party systems where billing information may reside. Since the voice bot was unable to help solve the call forwarding inquiry, let's take a look at how the voice bot passes this call over to an available agent. Here on my screen is the Service Cloud console. The voice bot performed voice-to-text transcription on the conversation with the customer, identified the type of case, and created a voice call record that is then routed to the agent with the right skills and availability. Sally, the Phone.com support agent, sees the voice call being routed to her through Omnichannel. Notice that Sally can manage her presence across all digital channels and now voice. There's no need for a separate widget for telephony. Once Sally accepts the voice call, a screen pop of all relevant contact and account information is surfaced. This could be billing information for Phone.com, order status information for retail, and perhaps assets for manufacturing organizations. You'll also see here that the voice call record provides a set of standard fields to provide more context to the agent. Voice call records are a new object for Service Cloud Voice. Think of these as being similar to the chat transcript record if you currently leverage Salesforce Chat. This gives you the ability to have an object to manage without having a case. These fields are also used for reporting purposes, which we will show you later in the demo. Once Sally gains an understanding of the customer, the contact, and perhaps the case that's been automatically created from the voice bot, she determines that she'll need to follow a call script to help this customer set up call forwarding. She leverages next best action, which provides her a recommended setup guide as she uses to converse with the customer. Think of these as simple call scripting flows that are created to really assist agents with some of these troubleshooting guides. Let's listen into the conversation as Sally leverages lightning flows and next best action to help out the customer. Hi, Eric. This is Sally from phone.com. I see you're looking to set up call forwarding. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, got it. I can help you walk through a few steps to help set up call forwarding. First, you'll want to hover your mouse over Configure and select Manage Numbers. Were you able to complete that step?
Yes, I was.
Okay, great. The next thing you want to do is select Edit for the number you want to forward. Sally can then complete the final steps to help the customer set up call forwarding. Once the call is complete, the case is closed and Sally is ready to take her next call. If Sally is trained on other channels such as chat and email, she can also be routed these cases for a true blended omni-channel experience. As agents are on calls with customers, you'll notice that there are standard call control widgets that can be used right within omni-channel. This will enable your agents to view the duration of an ongoing call, provide the ability to place the customer on hold, mute or unmute if they need to converse with a colleague or contact center manager, transfer the call to another agent that is also available for Service Cloud Voice, and even speed dial and place outbound calls as needed. The ability to control the voice channel from an embedded widget in Omnichannel makes the solution that much easier to use from an agent perspective. As agents complete cases on the voice channel, one of the most powerful features of the Service Cloud Voice platform is the ability to execute voice-to-text transcription. This enables us to leverage intelligent features of Einstein, such as next best action and case classification, but also provides the ability to save records of all calls in text format to be able to create reports and analytics. Here you can see on the voice call record the call transcript from the conversation between the agent and the customer that we just demonstrated. This is critical to gaining an understanding of agent performance on the voice channel and understanding all conversational content throughout the contact center. Look to add voice to your omnichannel setup. You'll notice that the Omni Supervisor dashboard has also been updated to include a comprehensive overview of all agent operations in a consolidated view. This is especially important because prior to Service Cloud Voice, managing the voice channel required the use of multiple systems that were disparate and not integrated. You'll see here we can view a basic agent summary of availability by channel and also update their status as needed. We can also view a queue backlog and determine how many calls are in queue. And lastly, we can view assigned work by channel. This will truly provide a centralized view of all contact center operations and empower your contact center managers to now effortlessly and effectively manage the voice channel in conjunction with existing channels. Lastly, Service Cloud Voice wouldn't be a complete end-to-end solution without robust analytics to measure the performance of the voice channel. As an outcomes-based company, some of the key metrics we are enabling organizations to be able to measure right within Salesforce are things like case volume by channel, average case age, and number of escalated cases. We can also start aggregating and reporting off of successful transfers from the voice bot to agents, average handle time on the phone channel, and from a deflection standpoint, the number of hours saved potentially by a voice bot. The ability to aggregate this data now means we can set success metrics, KPIs, and report against a baseline to truly determine areas of opportunity to improve the performance of the voice channel. That's it for the demo. Thanks for watching. I'll now pass it back over to my team for the rest of our presentation.
Great, thanks again, Eric. I'll go ahead and share my screen. And hi, everybody. I'm John Heater, Senior Director of Product here at Neuroflash. And as John Hostetler and Brent discussed, and as Eric just showed you, we spent a lot of time getting hands-on, understanding all of the features and use cases that Service Cloud Voice unlocks. So that, coupled with our experience with Salesforce, we really wanted to break down the 4 key considerations to successfully implementing a Service Cloud voice implementation so that you can get started. So I'm going to talk through first the required skills to successfully plan, build, and then ultimately support Service Cloud voice. Second, how to make sure that your call center reporting capabilities don't take a step backwards when you make the move, but ultimately improve. Third, we know that this is an initial product launch, so obviously it doesn't have everything in V1. So we've done an analysis to identify feature gaps in this initial launch, and we're going to step through what those are and how you can address them immediately. And finally, the exciting part of Service Cloud Voice is that in addition to unifying the contact center experience, it unlocks new use cases. We'll discuss how to set up the foundation for your phase 2 once you migrate or implement Service Cloud Voice for yourself. So first, again, let's start with your team. There's really 3 primary areas of importance. First, as the call center and telephony folks on this call can probably attest, there's a number of moving pieces specific to voice that need to be considered for you to be successful. You need to make sure that your project is driven by somebody that understands that end-to-end voice experience. So we're talking about things like claiming a phone number, building your phone automation, queue logic, things like agent screen pop, call analytics, maybe workforce optimization. The important thing is you want to make sure that your team has voice experience. We've been doing this for decades, and there's a number of challenges that can get you into trouble during the implementation if you're not prepared for them. So just make sure you understand that holistic experience to drive it forward. Second is AWS expertise. So John Hostetler talked about this before, but AWS is a component of the Service Cloud Voice solution. On the Neuroflash side, we have a team of developers and administrators that have been certified in the particulars of AWS. So this is important because this is going to form the backbone of your telephony, your queuing, and your voice bot capabilities if you put a voice bot in place. So you need to make sure that it's all configured correctly. And finally, of course, Salesforce expertise. So since we're all here to talk about Service Cloud Voice, I think most of us know the importance of Salesforce, but the agent console, screen pop to serve up information about the caller to your agents, all of your reporting needs, they need to be set up properly in Salesforce so that you can make sure that you have those experiences optimized. So you really want to make sure that you know what you're doing. Neuroflash has been leading in all 3 of these areas for a really long time. And that's a big part of the reason that we're so excited for this product launch. So once you have your team in place, the next thing that becomes critical is reporting and analytics. So at this point, a lot of you on this webinar, you've probably spent years building out your reports. Your first goal is to ensure that you don't lose the granularity and the workforce management that you already have in place. We've referenced this before, but to be explicit, some call data will be split across the Amazon and Salesforce systems. However, we've already created the assets to tie that information together so that you can see the holistic call information from initial call all the way through agent staffing and processes right within Salesforce so that you can continue to see all of the details in one place through your preferred Salesforce reporting, which can be visualized in things like core reports, Einstein Analytics, etc. In addition, we can start to pull things in like the full call transcripts that Eric just showed you and caller sentiment to layer on top of your call center reports. And if you leverage a voice bot, we can also show all of the bot analytics through the same schema and processes that we can show things like Einstein bot analytics. So ultimately, we can provide even richer data and reporting than is possible on legacy systems today. We touched on reporting a little bit. but it is important to have a full understanding of all of the platform capabilities. Because this is, again, an initial launch, which we're really excited about, we know that some follow-on features will be coming in future releases. At Neuroflash, we've completed a gap analysis of all of the out-of-the-box Service Cloud voice features so that we can identify features that are not present at launch and address them so that we can ensure you can seamlessly migrate, take advantage of the platform without feeling like you have to wait. So we hit on analytics a little bit before, but we've got a Voice Insights analytics package, automatically pull all of the relevant information and call details tied to your Salesforce objects into a single comprehensive view. Next is workforce management. So you want to make sure that whatever workforce management you have in place doesn't drop. So we have a workforce management package. Again, comes with pre-built workforce management as well as integration to most of the popular platforms that are out there, so that if you're using something and enjoy it, you can continue to do so. Next is omni-channel agents. So you want to be able to shift over to Service Cloud Voice and have one set of agents handling voice calls and digital. So in the first release, agents on Service Cloud Voice are set up as either voice or digital channels, all through Omni though, but the presence isn't necessarily going to be in sync. So we've actually built an omnipresence sync capability that'll maintain synchronization between the Amazon Connect queues and the Salesforce agent status so that you actually can distribute work across all the channels, meaning you can have one agent taking simultaneously calls and chats and have Omni manage the distribution of those work items. Next is outbound calling. So there's no native dialer that can call contacts or customer lists. So we've also already built outbound campaign management. So this means you can move over right away and start managing your call lists, prioritization of calls, call scheduling, and the actual outbound dialing itself to make sure that you can have those outbound capabilities right away. And then last thing I'll talk about is voicemail. So the ability for agents to access voicemails directly in console. So we've also built voicemail for Salesforce capabilities, meaning you can manage your voicemail capture, have your agents play it back in console, and then ultimately transcribe those voicemails to text as well. So it's a little bit easier for the agents to read and review offline, as well as doing analytics and extraction of information on that data. So that kind of covers some of the key gaps that we've seen and the things that we've done to proactively take advantage and fill those gaps so that you can confidently move forward. So now you've got the right team in place. You're confident that your reporting is even better than what you had before. There's not a single gap. If anything, you have more features than you had in your call center before you made the transition. Now let's start talking about phase 2 and beyond. You've now got all of your CRM data, agent interactions, real-time call transcripts, all in one place. So this actually creates a mountain of data to start thinking about how to drive your next generation call center. You can start to push forward with some of the stuff that John Hostetler talked about, but next best action. So actually being able to take the fact that you have a real-time transcript, all of the call data to help guide and coach in real time your agents and propose to them the best actions to take to best service the call, perhaps upsell, cross-sell, or avoid a possible churn risk. We also have things like Einstein Discovery so that you can really better understand call efficacy and make sure that you are set up and your agents are performing in the most optimized way possible. And then finally, sentiment analysis. So we have both the audio of the call coming through, we have all of the transcripts. We can really start to understand the sentiment of your customers coming in, so you can start to see customer satisfaction at scale that we can pull from call context and the words and how they're being spoken by your customers. And of course, you can also use all of this information to figure out where best to drive your automation and then ultimately power your AI voice bot at your contact center so that you can help take some of the burden off of your contact center agents. So a lot of really exciting stuff you can start to do to supercharge your contact center, which again is why we're so excited about this launch. But with that, I'll turn it back over to John Hostetler to talk about what Neuroflash can do for you.
Okay, thanks for that great explanation of how to get started, John, on your Service Cloud Voice journey. Finally, I'd like to leave you with a couple of reasons why we think Neuroflash is the right partner to help you on this journey. So as you can see here, we have a long history of voice and contact center, including the right resources for a successful implementation. I think you heard that from Brent. We like to be considered a trusted advisor, not just a vendor. We're one of the only partners that are certified on both platforms. This gives us a unique ability to leverage the technology to the fullest of its capabilities. So we're certified on both Salesforce and Amazon. So we know both sides of the equation and can help you with both of those the technologies. John showed you some of the products that we've created and the partnerships that we developed to provide a full turnkey solution. So, there are gaps right now that we are filling and actively filling, and we understand that Salesforce is going to be doing the same thing, but we understand the need right now to have some of those in the market, so we're filling those gaps. And then last but not least, really development of a compelling natural language voice bot can be the key to exceptional user experience and the biggest factor on return on investment for the solution. Nobody has more experience in this area than Neuroflash. So this is just a quick summary of why we think we're the right partner. So if you're convinced that Service Cloud Voice is the solution that you'd like to consider, let us help. We'd be happy to set up a customer contact and a contact center analysis and custom demo for your specific use cases. This is what we do for a living, and we want to help. Before I turn it back over to Michaela for Q&A, I'd like to say thank you all for attending today. We understand that your time is valuable, and we appreciate you spending an hour with us today. With that, I will turn it back over to Michaela.
Thank you, John, and thank you everyone for such a great session, and Brent for joining our webinar today. We got some great questions, so let's dive into our Q&A. Our first question is, I have a lot of business logic and flows that have already been built in Salesforce. Am I able to reuse any of that with the Q logic in VoiceBot?
Hey, Michaela, this is John Heater. I can take that one. So the short answer is yes. So Amazon has an integration layer called Lambda, which some of you may be familiar with. Essentially, though, open integration that you can use to access your Salesforce instance. In addition, we've also created a Neuroflash voice to Salesforce connector asset. So it comes pre-built with connections into things like lightning flows, in addition to accessing Apex calls and any objects that you may have created within your organization.
Thanks, John. Our next question, does Service Cloud Voice require an add-on license? And for partner, any cost involved?
Yeah, I can take this one. So yes, it does require an add-on license. So the licensing is going to require two factors. It's per agent and per total minutes per month. So that is how Salesforce is licensing this. What I would suggest is from a licensing perspective, you reach out to your Salesforce account team and they'll be able to help you with that. And then from a partner cost involved, to set up the base functionality, I would not say is an onerous task. We can do that rather quickly. So we'd love to talk to you about that and determine what the cost for that would be and how we can help with that. So Thank you.
Thanks, John. Our next question, can we utilize recordings from a voice actor for the voice bots?
I can take that one, Michaela. Yes, you absolutely could utilize any kind of voice recordings for the voice bot that we demonstrated. We demonstrated more of an automated assistant, but you can certainly leverage recordings to provide a more natural interaction. To be effective with this, however, consider that you'll need to design the persona of your voice bot and have a balance between representing a brand, but also being concise, to the point, and helpful to customers. The content's also important for these conversations, so we help customers build out conversational content to provide an optimal experience in the voice channel, tying in some of the experience around natural language models, tuning the models for specific keywords, and then also identifying conversations that might need to be escalated to your agents.
Thanks, Eric. Our next question is for Brent. It sounds like you have not committed to Service Cloud Voice yet. What are the remaining factors you need to understand before you can make this decision?
Thanks. Yes, we're in the pilot stage right now. We're almost at the end of our journey. We're still evaluating pricing, how we're going to receive support today on an ongoing basis, and we're working closely with both Salesforce and Neuroflash to understand these issues better. And things are looking very positive. So,
thanks so much, Brent. Our next question, will Service Cloud Voice support things like agent-to-agent transfers?
Yeah, I can answer that. Eric touched on this briefly during his demo, but yes, so agents can transfer to another specific agent. You can also, if you want to, transfer to a queue, and sort of rounding out the functionality. If you're interested, you can also merge two calls into a single call as well.
Thanks, John. Our next question, are we able to implement post-call surveys? How about measuring sentiment?
Yeah, I think, as we demonstrated with voice bots, you could absolutely implement a post-call survey with bots and kind of collect the information from there, and also kind of collect CSAT and feedback from customers. You'll also have the voice recordings of all the calls to measure agent performance. As far as sentiment analysis goes, there's some Einstein features that are going to enable you to conduct sentiment analysis on the transcripts, and then also identify conversations that might need additional review from the team.
Thanks, Eric. Our next question, is there an additional cost for Service Cloud Voice? Do you need to get an additional license?
So I can take that one. Michaela. So yes, so to use Service Cloud Voice, you have to have a license for Service Cloud. So there is an additional cost for the Service Cloud Voice licensing. Like I mentioned before, it's based upon agent and minutes, and the best way to get that information is through your Salesforce account team.
Thanks, John. We're at time, so this will be our last question of the day. Any questions we didn't get to answer, we'll reach out to you personally to answer your question. Are all the last question, are all the items that you showed today included in the pricing for Service Cloud Voice?
Yes, absolutely. So within those licenses, you get access to all the features we showed in the demo from a voice perspective. So the Amazon Lex, the Amazon Poly for text to speech. There's cloud storage for the recording of the calls and storage of those calls and attachment to Service Cloud. The real-time transcription is part of that. The sentiment analysis is all part of that. So there's no hidden costs within here from a licensing perspective. Obviously, to implement some of those things to the fullest, you might need configuration and development. But all of these items that we showed today are included in the pricing.
Thanks, John. Well, thank you so much for everyone joining our webinar today. As John said, we know your time is important and we appreciate you spending this time with us. We want to help you. If you're looking to get started on your Service Cloud Voice journey, be sure to reach out to us. As John said, right now we're doing a free call center analysis to help you get started on your Service Cloud Voice journey. Please reach out to John Hosteller with any questions and to set up a time to talk. His contact information is on this slide here, and I'll be sending the recording afterwards as well. As promised, we have a few Amazon gift cards we'll be giving away today. After this webinar, I'll be reaching out to the winners, letting you know and getting the gift card sent out to you. Thank you again for joining us today, and we're looking forward to talking with you soon. Thank you. Goodbye.